Evan, go ahead and start us off.
Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
Good, Evan. How you doing, bud?
Better, thank you. I want to start by just asking, when you look at when you looked over the tape of this game, what maybe stood out the most as far as just kind of what kept the offense struggling a little bit, maybe in like the second and fourth quarter?
I would say self-inflicted wounds. I really think that we beat ourselves and honestly didn't give ourselves a chance to win. Just too many mistakes, too many penalties, too many fumbles, too many missed assignments. We just simply beat ourselves. And UTSA is a great team. They're a great defense, and you can't do that against a great defense. So certainly, our hats off to them, but we're just disappointed in how we played.
And on that note, I know we asked Ryan just to kind of with this offense being such a run-first offense, when teams try to take that away from you guys, how do you feel about where Seth is right now as far as whether you put too much on his plate or deciding kind of how to balance it out when teams are trying to stop the run too much?
I think with Seth's mental capacity and his football intelligence, I feel like I can give him everything. I don't feel like he holds us back at all. He's extremely intelligent. Every concept that I give to him, he can handle, and he knows how to read it. So I think full speed ahead, I think he can handle what we give him.
And at that point, does that mean at this point that there may be some discussion to try to how to figure out if teams stop the run, maybe putting more on his shoulders if needed during games?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Terry and then Frank.
How you doing, Coach?
Good, Terry. How are you?
I've noticed in the last 3 games, it seems like you guys been keen on 2 or 3 receivers, Austin and Dykes. Is there any way you're trying to expand it out, or you just relying on what you know right now?
No, sir. I think that we think Calvin Austin and Sean Dykes are really good players for us, and we want to try to put the ball in their hands when we can. But at the same time, we're going to spread the field, and we're going to take what the defense gives us. The quarterback's going to go through his reads and try to distribute the ball. So I just think that's how it's worked out the last couple of weeks. But we for sure have no problems or issues going to anybody else.
Frank.
Hey, Kevin, you talked about the mental mistakes that happened last week. In practice, what do you tell your players after a game like that, where you kind of shoot yourself in the foot to kind of get them refocused?
Well, I think anytime you lose a game, it's very revealing, and it forces you to look at yourself and determine what you're doing wrong. And so we need to have a hard look. We got to improve our focus and our discipline. We got to sustain our focus for 4 quarters, and we got to go back to work. And, our kids know that. They watch the film. We all feel terrible, and we're ready to move on and ready to play Temple and try to give it our best on Saturday.
And then what are you seeing specifically out of this Temple defense that you think may give you guys some trouble?
Well, one, I think that they're very athletic. I think they run well. I think that their structure itself, they're going to put a lot of backers and safeties in space, a couple monster or nickel linebackers, if you will, that really are unaccounted for in a lot of your run game schemes. So, we're going to have to make the extra guy miss. We're going to have to earn the tough yards. But I think this is a well-coached team. And, listen, this coaching staff now, these guys have done a great job for a long time going back to Northern Illinois. They're going to play physical. They're going to play tough. They're going to play hard. We know those 3 things. So this is going to be a great battle on Saturday.
Thank you, Kevin.
Evan, and then back to Terry.
Kevin, kind of going back to what Terry just asked. I mean, obviously you guys want to spread the ball around. It just seems like it hasn't happened as much. When you mentioned taking what the defense gives, is it just kind of, doing what the defense says, or is there going to be more of a conscious effort to try to get guys like Javon and Gabe some more, more chances to produce, if you will?
Yeah, we're going to take what the defense gives and just spread it around. And that's really how it works. Might have been, week 1, week 2, Calvin didn't have as much production maybe as you wanted. And then the next week he has more. Same with Sean Dykes. I just think sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. We're always going to try to put the ball in our best players' hands. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just what the defense gives us.
And how important is that going to be now, kind of going into not just Temple, but just going forward, knowing that teams are probably going to try to key on Calvin, Sean, and Brandon a little bit more?
Yeah, we're going to have to do the best we can to spread the ball and distribute it, but at the same time, not have Seth force anything and just read the defense and play football.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, after the game, it was noticeable that Seth move was not in the best of mood, obviously after a loss. But how have they been this week, and how was the execution in practice today between him and Thomas?
Yeah, a lot better. I think Seth was just disappointed. He didn't play very well, and he's a 4.0 GPA. He didn't lose many games in high school. He's not used to losing. He's not used to not playing well. And when you fumble a snap, and when you fumble in the drop back passing game, and the ball gets knocked out of your hands, when you miss some reads, he knows he can do better and just didn't. And so I think he's excited to get back out and then have another opportunity this week.
All right. Thank you, Coach Jones.
Thanks, guys.